Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the 5. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. And it's Nurkic in at the center position.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now, here's George. Outside Leonard. Outside Jackson. Lots of room. And Jones pulls it down. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, an aggressive player at the rim. Paul George has the kind of athleticism to make a defense look silly.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Now here's Jackson. Morris outside. And Covington sends it back.
Tremendous anticipation from Robert Covington. Sends it back.
Kicks it out to McCollum. Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Fires the 3. Jackson passes to Morris. And the 3 off target. The Trailblazers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Jones dishes to Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
Well, you have to love an authoritative finish, and Mr. Covington leaves no doubt.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Jackson kicks to Morris. From about 19 feet. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Now, here is George. "11 feet away. Zubac finds George. The shot comes out. Good D by McCollum. And here are the Blazers. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Covington in the corner. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star
No
last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly headed to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad that's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. George passes to Jackson. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Zubac. Rebound by Nurkic.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Morris with the bucket.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively, because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Lillard looking around. Down low. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Lillard.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Outside Jackson. There's the pass to Morris. Jackson with it. Back to George. Over McCollum. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We come back right after.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And for Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Anthony is out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the one spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Rondo passes to Batum. Back to Rondo. Batum against Kanter. One-on-one here. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Beverly up top. He is guarded by McCollum. Kennard against Powell. Kennard kicks to Rondo. 6 to shoot. And they'll turn it over. Did not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Portland. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Mann's checked in. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And when you're behind in the game, that's what you've got to do. Contest every shot.
Here's Anthony to the wing right side. Simons surveying the D. Anthony finds Hollis Jefferson. Here's Powell. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Clippers trail by 8. Now Beverly. Pass to Batum. Powell against Beverly. Batum passes to Cousins. Here's Mann. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. A rebound by Simons. They're running. Pushing it up. Picked away. Cousins against Kanter. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Cousins. Here's Simons, defended by Beverly. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on DeMarcus Cousins. Portland shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
And it's Beverly missing. Trailblazers leading by 10. Powell, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Sinks that one from the post.
Well, I'll tell you, excellent job from Hollis Jefferson. This guy's so skilled at getting terrific position down low.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Beverly kicks to Kennard. Man passes to Kennard. And the Clippers miss again. For Portland, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
Some of that is about the chemistry that Rondé Hollis Jefferson has with his teammates, right? It's infectious when you share the basketball.
To the right side. Powell with the steal. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Oh, the pass was perfect, and Carmelo just finishes with style.
There's 47 seconds left to play here in the half. Beverly with the ball. Powell on him, and that one's good. Beverly.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
Here's Simons, extended by Beverly. Count it. Simons has got 6 points in the quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Kennard's shot is off. And here's Portland. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Cantor finds Anthony. Cousins pulls it in. 3-on-3. Here's Batum. Here's Man. Over to the left wing. From the wing. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the end. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 10 points, and no doubt that. And that does it for our.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Man in at the 2-guard spot.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Here's Man. Kicks it out to Leonard from past the arc. Shot clock at 6. That one good for 2.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control. And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Lillard. Here's Jones, and it's Jones finishing it off.
And love to see Lillard get the fast break going. He's a quick thinker with great hands.
Here's Man, defended by Jones. Man passes to Batum. The baseline J off the mark.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
What you have to love about Patrick Beverley is the long road to the NBA and his commitment to getting there. Think about this, guys. 3 different European leagues before he signs with the Rockets. I don't know how you can't appreciate that kind of work ethic.
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Jones. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. That one is no good. Clippers trail by 21. And here we go. George with no one around. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 9 points.
You've got to be prepared on the catch to release quickly, and Paul George does that as well as anyone in the league.
Lillard outside. Paul George with the steal. And here we go. Beverley heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. Beverley's got 4 points this quarter.
What a nice little burst from Patrick Beverley to get in transition.
Lillard against Beverley. Lillard outside. Feeds it to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. They get it back. Outside, Jones. Lillard outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. 13 points in the game.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Outside Leonard. Back to George. Passes it to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Zubac, no good.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Lillard with no one around. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
And George kicks to Leonard. And the layup is good.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Lillard against Beverley. And Lillard gets double-teamed. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Jones. Leonard with the steal. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Finished off the break. Beverley's got 10.
Well, we're talking about a multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Huge hands, creates lots of turnovers.
Lillard from deep three-point land. Misses the step-back jump shot.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
And so it's Portland in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the floor for Portland, we've got Hollis Jefferson. He's out there with Anthony. Enes Kanter is out there with Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the point. Zubac the pass to Jackson. Zubac. And it's Portland with the rebound. Anthony looking it over. Simons the pass to Anthony. Here's Simons, fires for 3 with the tip. And another shot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Reggie Jackson.
How about the toughness from Hollis Jefferson on the interior? Fantastic at using his length close to the rack to get that contact.
And Doris, with Rondé Hollis Jefferson, it's more than just stats. The guy is just so active when he's on the floor.
That's right, Greg. It's the hustle and the movement he plays with that are really the strengths. Only 6'6", but it feels like he can play above that size. Great energy guy to bring off the bench, and if you need him because of injuries or fill-in spots, he can start and be productive.
Jackson against Powell. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Clock at 4. Rondo wide open. Los Angeles with another miss.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
The wide open look here for Anthony. Cantor kicks to Anthony. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
And here's Jackson. Morris passes to Jackson. The shot will not fall. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. To the middle. And it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
Hollis Jefferson, I'll tell you, needs to be confident shooting from there. He has the trust of his teammates to let it fly.
Now here's Rondo. Not a lot of room. And he gets the bucket.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. Cantor kicks to Powell. Here's the lob to the hoop. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. The three from Anthony. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Kennard, the pass to Morris. Back to Kennard. Powell with the steal. Inside, Hollis Jefferson. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 in the game.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Back to Rondo. To the inside. Stolen by Cantor. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Ball going up court. Out to Anthony. Kennard with the rebound. LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. To the paint. Here's Morris. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Trailblazers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Lillard.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Shots good by Anthony.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
They're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Kennard for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Pass to Powell. The shot and game clock separated by 4. There's the 3. They get it back. Passes it to Simons. This one for 3. Morris with the rebound. Kennard with the ball. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for Not too far from our setting today here at the Barclays. And before we get going, let's hear from David.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. The starters for the Portland Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the small forward position. And for Brooklyn, Durant is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Brown, then it's Harden, and it's Harris in its small forward. And they call an illegal screen here. Not many teams have the personnel, Greg, to work the ball through the post, but that's what we're going to see plenty of tonight. These two teams can do it.
No doubt, Kevin. It can really add a dimension to your offense, and it creates different rotations defensively, especially when you've got someone down low that's going to demand a double team. And so I'm interested to see, in essence, some old school basketball in terms of how teams rotate out of that post.
I am too.
Well, Kevin Durant not only feels like he can score from everywhere, he does. So when he's that close, just count it.
And there's the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stop.
And Harden proving why he's an elite ball handler, absolutely cutting the D to pieces with his move.
Passes to McCollum. Right side, Covington. Back to McCollum and taken away by Brown. Here's KD.
Well, the great ones can do this. When Durant gains an advantage inside, you know he's going to score or he's going to get fouled.
The Nets shooting their first free throws of the game. And KD drops them both.
Well, a big fellow with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
Stolen by Harden. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Now here's Durant. Out to Harris. Durant against Covington. And then Durant with the dunk.
That's a big-time finish. KD dunking all over the defense.
Lillard finds McCollum. Lillard looking around. Inside. Stolen by Harden. In transition, here come the Nets. Brown's got the ball. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Portland. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. It's stolen by Harris. In transition, here come the Nets. Up the floor. Outside Durant, jacks up a three, and the basket by Harris.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played, Nurkic kicks to Lillard. To stop the run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
That's an attack mindset from Lillard. We know he loves the three, but fully confident getting inside and has the ability to score there.
Brown outside. Harden against Lillard. Pops it up for Jordan. He doesn't hit that one.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
And that's a nice job defensively from Harden. I mean, he's capable of these kinds of plays when the guy is engaged and active.
Lillard outside. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Jordan.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
Harden against Lillard. Jordan the pass to KD. And KD throws it down.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Jordan high post. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. 8 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's McCollum. And it's blocked. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. He got... When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime I got...
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
You know, they really made a lot of good quality reads down there. Took some chances, but feeling more calculated than risky.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1. From 18 feet away, Irving misses.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
McCollum, no good.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Jeff Green. And Landry Shamet subbed in for James Harden. Norman Powell's checked in for Portland. And Irving launches it from deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooter.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. You played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for it.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think 2 guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the 2 guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. Outside Irving. Pass to Shamet. Back to Irving. Lets it go from deep. And Jones pulls it down.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Griffin kicks to Irving. And it's good off the back rim and in. Irving's got 5 now.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores. For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Oh, Griffin in position.
The defense so concerned with Shamet and his shot-making ability, he makes the play that time.
Trailblazers trail by 13.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Here's Cantor. Shoots over Griffin. Cantor's shot is off. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
Irving dishes to Griffin. Back to Irving. Wide open look. That one wide left.
He loved to make them pay for giving up that wide open jumper, just unable to do so. Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Nicholas Claxton. Joe Harris is checked in for Luwawu Cabarro. And it's Bruce Brown in for Landry Shamet. Brown the pass to KD. For 3. He's off on that one. And it's Portland the other way. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Out to Anthony. Rebounded by the Nets. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Pass to Durant from outside the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. KD's got 13.
Well, Durant's skill, he's got so many scoring options. Left, right, and of course over the top.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. A tremendous start for Kevin Durant. He had 13 points and 1. And that'll...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
They've got Harris, Harden out there with Brown, and it's Durant, and it's Jordan in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Lillard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Craig, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now, as opposed to when you play?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
The pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Nurkic getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
Nets leading by 12. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Harden draws the double, and Harris wide open. He shoots, and it falls over the rim and in. Harris has got 5 points so far.
When he felt the double team coming, quickly located the open man.
And a deep three from Lillard. Unable to get that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Portland. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. A shot by Harden, wide open. Off target from three-point range.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Brown outside. Down low. Here's Green. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. And the Nets lead by 14.
Of course, Kevin Durant, one of the game's greatest scorers of all time, but his ability within this offense to make plays, elevating the team.
Once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Harden outside. Out to Harris. Shoots the three. That shot is off. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. And McCollum on the floor. All business off the court. He's a very outspoken player. Very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Trailblazers trail by 9. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. A three ball. But they'll get another chance. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. Goes up again. Portland moving the ball around. Here's Lillard, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on James Harden.
Well, I love to watch Lillard play. He's from the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. But he's fearless, heartless, and he usually saves his best for last. It's Lillard time in the fourth quarter.
The Nets making a switch here. Claxton's checked in. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Norman Powell's checked in for Jones. And it's Simons in for McCollum.
Amazing ball handling ability allows Durant to gain separation from even the most locked down defenders.
And that's an intentional foul. So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4. And the first one at the line is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And a new group in for the Nets. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Durant. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Harris. Landry Shamit's checked in for Bruce Brown. And Irving subbed in for James Harden. And Portland with a change here, too. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Here's Claxton. Griffin trying to get open. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 4th rebound in this one. Simons, and it's blocked. They get it back. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Lillard. Brooklyn's gotten blanked from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Luwawu. Back to Irving. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, and that kind of activity helps Griffin to do so much more in this game. He's been tireless.
Lillard, the pass to Canner. Back to Lillard, takes the three, and he's good on the three ball. Lillard's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Trailblazers. Gets it off. Oh, he got it to go!
Patient. Bam. Woo. The defense has to be beside themselves there. Terrific shot to close.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Nets out in front, up 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. 7-point differential. On the floor for Portland, we've got Robert Covington, also Enes Kanter out there, Damian Lillard out there with Norman Powell, and it's Simons in at shooting guard. Powell, that's good.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
Nets leading by 5. On the wing, Harden lets it go with the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight.
Lillard misses. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. Luwawu Cabarrot comes in for Kevin Durant. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Kyrie Irving. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons. Harden kicks to Griffin for the 3. Portland grabs the miss. Kanter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Ball's knocked loose. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And Portland making a change here. Jones is checked in.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. And he lays it straight in. McCollum's got his first bucket in this one. Here is Harden. Pass to Claxton. In the corner. Shamet with it. Harden outside. 5 on the clock. Over Lillard. Here's Claxton. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
That free throw missing. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Hollis Jefferson. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Jones. And Norman Powell subbed in for McCollum. That's tipped. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Now that's the kind of passing that opens up the eyes to Blake Griffin's overall talent.
Trailblazers trail by 10. Lillard from outside. Rebounded by the Nets.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. KD draws the double. Nobody near Irving. Misses the 3. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And Durant sends it back.
Wow, the large wingspan of Durant on full display. What a block there.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Lillard from deep three-point land connects from three-point range. Lillard's got 29.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Pass to Jordan. Back to Irving. Clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Shoots over Lillard. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Trailblazers trail by 7. And then Lillard slams it in.
And that is what you need in big moments. Lillard's a strong leader with competitive drive. Bingo.
Here's Irving, buried from 15 feet out.
Mid-range, plenty of room for that release. He's going to take those all day long.
The pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. And Lillard throws it down.
Well, he has that ability, elevates his game in the clutch time. It's Lillard time. He's on point.
Outside Irving. Fires from deep. Again, Irving missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Powell finds Anthony. Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by Harris. Got a piece of it. Covington with the steal. Nurkic can't hit. 26 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Harris outside. From downtown. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. And Portland with the ball. Trailing here by 8. Lillard fires away from way outside. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And stolen by Lillard. Three-pointer, Anthony. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Melo with another moment.
And an intentional foul right there. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 8. 5 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. 5 seconds left in the game. Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. Off on that one. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
So the Nets starting five. Durant is out there with Jordan. Then there's Brown. Then there's Harris. And it's Harden in at the 1. And for the Clippers, Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Two terrific defenses tonight, Greg. They do it in a variety of ways. It's been hard for either team to score.
You know, strong on ball, in help, in transition, and both coaches doing such a great job of making the adjustments. And listen, the reality is defense still can be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
And we're seeing it right before our eyes. And the Nets with possession. Harden outside. Steps back and drains the jump shot.
And, you know, if you give Harden daylight to shoot from the mid-range, he'll take it. Can't give him any room, mid-range or 3, but mostly mid-range.
Now here's Jackson. Feeds to Morris. Back to Jackson. Shoots over Brown. The Clippers keep it alive. Morris passes to Zubac.
And an excellent pass by Morris, a guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Harden outside. And Harden with the stuff.
Tremendous speed on the drive. Harden is consistent in attacking the basket.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. George passes to Zubac. Back to George. Pass to Zubac. Back to George. Shot clock at 5. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. No good from Zubac.
Boy, not the kind of start they wanted. Only 1 for 4 so far.
And Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lessons. But you're right, got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Now here's Jackson. Morris with the bucket.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Harden with it. Now the pass to Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
Boy, at the rim, Jordan still, after all this time in the league, has the athleticism to get up and throw it down.
Clippers trail by 6. Pass to George. Back to Jackson. .137 left here in the opening quarter. Great positioning on the putback.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
Passes it to Durant. Tries it from the top of the key. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Leonard, no luck. Nets leading by 6. Durant kicks to Harris. Off target with his 3. The Clippers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. To the inside. Morris, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Now here's Jordan. Reggie Jackson with the rebound. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's George. Some solid defense from Harris. And it's Durant with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Nets. The three. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Brown.
You know, this is where Harris is most dangerous, one of the very best from behind the arc. His eyes light up when he gets these long-distance chances.
George passes to Leonard. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And a chance here to just double-check the ruling on the floor. I wasn't sure if he got it off.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jumper.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Batum. Rajon Rondo is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Cousins in at the 5. Rondo passes to Cousins. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Green. Luwawu Cabarrot comes in for Kevin Durant. And Landry Shamet subbed in for James Harden. And here is Irving. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Here's the 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
You know, that goes back, I think, to playing with LeBron in their Cleveland days. Kyrie learned how to operate without the ball some.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Irving passes to Claxton. Back to Irving. Over Beverly. Off target on the 15-footer.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling, and he still misses. Boy, he wishes he had that one back.
They're running. Outside Griffin. Pass to Shamet. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Clippers trail by 14. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Offensive rebound. Batum and Kennard wide open. He shoots. And Batum kicks to Kennard. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
You know, Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player. Very effective at finding the open man, too.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Hey, DeMarcus Cousins is really an effective guy inside. Give him the ball.
Outside Irving. Takes the 13-footer. Can't hit that one. The Clippers go the other way with it. The open shot by Kennard. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
The pass to Luwawu. 1:53 left here in the second. Outside Griffin. Pass to Claxton. And it's blocked.
A capable defensive player. That wingspan of Batum, really an asset in blocking shots.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Floats it up for Cousins. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
How about that? Cousins throwing it down on the alley-oop. Go ahead, big fella.
Irving against Beverly. Right side, Irving.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful.
Virtually impossible to top that alley-oop.
There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Now Kennard, and he gets it to go.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Back to Shamet. Beyond the arc. Man with the rebound. Here's Beverly. Man passes to Batum. From the arc. A three-pointer is right on target. And now it's only a 5-point Nets lead.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one. Brooklyn did not hesitate to set the pace. They had the upper hand early, defense and that'll do it.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Brown out there with Harden. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Durant. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids. You're right.
Boy, how about the outstanding hustle from Durant? I mean, getting out on the break as soon as the ball was headed the other way. The more bodies going up court, the better.
Leonard dishes to George. Offline with his 3. Nets leading by 10. Harden against Jackson. Harden kicks to Durant. He feeds it to Jordan. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Jackson. And a new group in for the Nets. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Durant. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. Landry Shamet's checked in for Bruce Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Irving with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Irving kicks to Griffin. The three. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's Rondo. Up and in on the layup. Rondo's got his first 2 points.
Rondo going right through the contact and scoring there. He's a lot tougher than he looks.
Irving passes to Llewellyn. To the middle. It's stolen by Morris. Oh, Leonard in position.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Rondo with the steal. Zubac's with it. He's picked up by Jordan. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And here they come.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard.
Tell you what, the coach's heart was in his throat, and he was in shock and awe. But now he's got a big smile on his face.
George looking around. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Irving against George. Griffin dishes to Jordan. Outside Irving. No good on the three. Clippers trail by 11. George with no one around. A three-pointer, no good.
He's been an absolute non-factor. Zero factor this game. Just a horrible performance from him.
Outside Irving. To the inside. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Boy, his IQ is one of the best in the league. Irving has a great feel for when his teammates are open.
And a deep three from George. The long distance three is buried. George has got himself on the board with three there. Now here's Irving. He has 7. There's 53 seconds left to play in the third. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Here's Shamet. No good from outside. Clippers trail by 13. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. The three from George. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Nice release on the shot. George has put a lot of work into his mechanics. And I like the way he continues to impress from beyond the arc.
Irving against Rondo. Here's Irving. Here's Griffin. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's DeAndre Jordan making things happen for Brooklyn. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Batuma's out there with Kennard. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then there's Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Nets leading by 10. Here's Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And this is what happens when you let Griffin establish position. He will make you pay.
Beverly with the ball. Outside Jackson. Launches it. Nailed from three-point land. Jackson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
Luwawu Cabarro kicks to Irving. Down low. Stolen by Zubats. Here's Beverly. Finished off the break.
You know, when Beverly plays with that kind of energy, it's infectious. Sprinting the floor like that, an example of that energy.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Irving. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Jackson kicks to Beverly. Irving against Zubats. Jackson passes to Kennard. Here's Zubats, and Griffin sends it back. Jackson has the open look. Tries yet again. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Kennard finds Jackson. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 7-point differential.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Patrick Beverly. Nets leading by 7. Here's KD. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
Boy, being able to score from any place on the court makes Durant a space creator for his team. I mean, it's not just inside. It's not just threes. It's that mid-range game, too.
Nets have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Shoots. 2 points. That one goes. And now it's an 11-point Nets lead. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know
it. You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Nets.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think...
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
And Harden launches it from deep. Offensive rebound. And there's Jordan putting it right back in. And the Nets lead by 11.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
The deep three from George. From beyond the arc and then some.
And, you know, the long-range shooting of PG is admirable. I mean, he's a dead-eye launcher from deep. And he's developed that part of his game over the years.
Outside Durant. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Out to Harris. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Zubats. Leonard with no one around. So it's the Nets picking up the win. They came in here and took... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining. There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the 3. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Lillard, and the shot goes down.
Oh, it's easy to appreciate Lillard. Fantastic at powering through the D and nailing the shots.
Now, here's George. Leonard trying to break free. George with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now, here's Lillard. And there's the pass to Nurkic. Here's McCollum. Kicks it out to Lillard. 4 on the clock. And then Lillard slams it in.
What more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother him.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. But this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around. But they've come out the locker room. His eye. 4 for 4 to start tonight.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the game.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
And here's George. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
As crafty as they come. George has lots of experience when it comes to mixing up defenders.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throw.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. High post, Nurkic trying to find Covington. Gets it to him. Morris with the block.
Oh, just fantastic defense for Morris, getting right in the face of the shooter and coming up with the rejection.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Lillard. Nurkic. It's good on the putback.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. They trail by 7. George against McCollum. And it's George finishing it off.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Jackson against Lillard. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lillard's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Jackson down low, covered by Lillard. Morris dishes to Jackson. George against McCollum. Here's Zubac. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Nails the wide open jump shot.
And Morris does a great job keeping his head up, finding his teammate for quality shots.
1:36 left to play in the first. Here's Lillard. Whoa, what a finish!
Run that back. I want to see the replay now. Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Now, here's George. He's got 6. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Rebound by Nurkic.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
On the basket by Jones.
Great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. I mean, a good teammate who likes hitting his open guys.
Outside, George. The tray. And it's Portland with the rebound. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Covington passes to McCollum. Back to Covington. Portland moving the ball around. Jones finds McCollum. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
George passes to Jackson. Here's George. Will it go? And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 5 now.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
They decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
And so it's Portland with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Their transition game has been in full effect. Right back after this break. Damian Lillard.
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, the Trailblazers enjoying a nice lead here.
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Portland, they've got Enes Kanter. Nurkic is out there with Anthony. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the point. Kanter, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shoots over Batum. Another shot. Off the left rim and out. Clippers trail by 14. And that one drops for him. Batum's got his first basket.
And really, Batum is so adept at draining these shots off the drive, using his speed and athletic frame to easily coast to the rim.
Passes to Anthony. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it, too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he did.
And the Clippers making a change here. Man's checked in. Outside for Rondo. Takes a 3. No good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Basket counts. Hollis Jefferson's got the lead up to 14 now for the Trailblazers.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now here's Rondo. D right on him. The 15-footer. Cousins, the pass to Batum. Outside for Rondo. Here's Mann. The dish now to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Whenever Cousins get that close to the basket, it's game over for the D. He is such a forceful presence, especially when he's dunking.
Here's Simons. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Powell, the pass to Kanter. Back to Powell. Portland needs to get off a shot, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Jones checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league. And there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names. Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Damian Lillard, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. Lillard up top. He's covered by Rondo. Lillard dishes to Cantor. And the rejection by Cousins. And now the Clippers on the break. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers leading by 14. And a deep three from Lillard. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists in the game. Kennard against Powell. Kennard's shot is off.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
That's just great defense, forcing his man into a difficult attempt.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Paul George, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Mann. Here's Leonard. And the Clippers miss again. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Zubac. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Now Lillard. He's got 13. Lets the 3 fly. Up again. And the second chance effort by McCollum. McCollum's got 7 points.
Oh, hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Now here's Jackson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. He kicks it to George. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverly comes in for Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And Robert Covington subbed in for Jones. Trailblazers leading by 16. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Nurkic with it. Inside, it's deflected. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Lillard finds Nurkic. Now here's Lillard. And the rejection by Zubac. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. One second left, and there's Lillard on the assist by Anthony. Lillard's got 7 now in this quarter.
Such a smart play. Lillard willing to take the jumper from the mid-range.
And so it's Portland holding a bit. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points and that does it for our...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. It's stolen by Jones. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. McCollum with the ball. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 20. Here's Leonard. The offensive rebound goes back up.
You know, there are differing opinions as to who the best defensive player in the league is, but no matter what, Kawhi is always in the discussion.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Robert Covington. Morris passes to George, and that one good. George has got 11 points.
And this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
Jackson against Lillard. Outside, Jones. Lillard left side. Shot clock at 6. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubats. Batum comes in for Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Simons is checked in. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
Morris finds Cousins. Here's Batum. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And here's Hollis Jefferson. Powell, that's good.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel. It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Simons, the pass to Anthony. Now here's Cantor, covered by Morris. From deep three-point range, Carmelo Anthony, and that's good. Anthony's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for Los Angeles.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Simons surveying the D. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. He can't get that one. Great D that time from Batum.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. The Clippers were picked by many to win the title last year. Now, they didn't get it done, but Kawhi Leonard is not concerned. He said, "We've just got to keep getting better, keep fighting. It's about the right team peaking at the right time." Guys, they're hoping this season their talent and their fight will win out. Back to you.
We will see. Good stuff, DA. Thanks. And the Clippers have possession. Portland making their last shot. Rondo kicks to Beverly. And it's off the back rim. No good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
The Trailblazers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. He's off on the first for the Trailblazers. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anfernee Simons. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Outside, George. Three-pointer. An absolute bomb from three-point range. George has got 5 points now in the quarter. Here's McCollum. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
He's a pure scorer. I mean, one of the purest we've seen in this league. McCollum, he has a sweet-looking jump shot.
And so it's Portland, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. To the paint, pass to Covington, over Leonard. Nurkic kicks to Jones. The second chance effort. He lays it in.
Yeah, taking it right into the teeth of the defense, and it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
Oh, yeah, it's getting to them. The lack of communication, the lack of trust.
Outside for George. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 8 now on the night.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Outside, Jones. Six to shoot. There's the feed to Nurkic. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
And the touch Nurkic has inside. I mean, I love seeing him be aggressive and look to get his shot from there.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. There's the pass to Leonard. Here's Mann. Dishes it to Beverly. Clippers moving the ball around. Mann passes to Beverly, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So, for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Paul George. McCollum outside. Here's Giles. He's guarded by Cousins. Second chance shot. And it's Giles missing. The Clippers shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Here's Patterson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Clearly a foul.
And he makes the first. And the Clippers making a switch here. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Outside, Covington. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Leonard from 3. Good on the three-point shot.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
McCollum against Jackson. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Inside, Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. George passes to Patterson. Back to George. From deep. From beyond the arc, and then some.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
McCollum dishes to Covington. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Here's Los Angeles now. They've got an 8-0 run. Outside Jackson. High post, Zubas. And George kicks to Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A 3 from Leonard. Portland grabs the miss.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Out to the right wing. Patterson passes to George. From deep three-point range, that one misses. Now Portland takes it the other way. Jones with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Jackson dishes to George. From deep. And Cantor pulls it down. Outside Covington. Lillard outside. Kicks it to Jones. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Fires the 3. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover will drive a coach crazy.
17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Rondo passes to Batum. Passes it to Patterson. Can't cash in from close range. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The Brooklyn Nets coming into the building and looking sharp, and they hope to beat. And we've got.
Hey, Kevin. Well,
it does indeed. Thanks, David. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Harris. Brown out there with Harden. Then it's Jordan. And it's Durant in at the four-man position. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at the center. Now here's Lillard. Nurkic, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Brown outside. Down low. Jordan kicks to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Harden. The putback. And the rebound by Nurkic. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Jones, no luck.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Harden against Lillard. Harden kicks to KD. Harden outside. Clock at 6. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Pass to Nurkic. Lillard against Harden. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Nurkic with the steal.
Really poor pass there, guys, and the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now here's Harden. Outside Durant, lets it go from deep. And Jones pulls it down.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
And with Kevin Durant recovering from the Achilles injury, glad we get to see one of the all-time greats back in action.
No doubt, Greg. And KD is trying to navigate his way through one of the most difficult injuries a basketball player can face. But we know unequivocally this man will go down as one of the elite scorers in NBA history. That combination of size and shooting is truly something to behold.
Portland with the ball, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. 5 to shoot, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Now, here is Harden. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
The putback, great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Jordan, high post. Back to Harden. Harris kicks to KD. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Trailblazers leading by 3. Jones dishes to Lillard. From deep. Lillard again missing.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
And so here's Portland following the bucket by the Nets. Nurkic finds Lillard. Jacks up a 3. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
There's 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
And Harden is a nightmare in the pick and roll. Just a clever combo guard who is completely unpredictable.
Lillard outside. The pass to Nurkic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Nurkic has got 6.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Harris back to Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Lillard from deep three-point land.
And something that Harden continues to work on. Now, that kind of defensive effort makes his coaches and teammates proud.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Trailblazers lead by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter.
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And for Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just cashing in on second-chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second-chance opportunities.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Green is out there with Griffin. And it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Brown in at the shooting guard position.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
Irving passes to KD. Back to Irving. Outside, KD. Launches a 3. And that one is off. And it's Portland the other way. In the corner, Powell with it. That 3 off the mark.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Greggy, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you know, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach.
Here's Kanter, and he uses the glass on the layup. Kanter's got the lead up to 4 now for Portland.
The efficiency of Enes Kanter is impressive. This guy's massive on the blocks and knows how to score.
Here's Irving, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
And you can put those alley-oop feeds as high as you need to when Griffin's on the receiving end. He'll pick it up off the top of the backboard if he has to.
Simons surveying the D. The layup missed. And so they foul intentionally. And so Griffin will bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 2. Here's Luwawu. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Irving kicks to Luwawu-Cabarrot. Back to Griffin. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Oh, the pass was perfect, and Carmelo just finishes with style.
Nets trail by 4.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Irving finds Griffin, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Here's Simons, and they pick up 2. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Doris, last season for Kyrie Irving, really one of waiting. No Durant on the year to play off of, and then Kyrie's season with the Nets was cut short due to injury.
Well, second surgery for Irving in the last 3 years. You obviously hope he and KD can stay healthy and try to revitalize this Nets organization.
That was worth the price of admission.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. Jones checked in for Anthony. And Lillard subbed in for Norman Powell. And the Trailblazers making a change here. McCollum's checked in. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. 44 seconds left now here in the second. It's Harden with the drive. Out to Harris from deep. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Covington with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Jones. Back to Covington. Lillard against Harden. And the basket by Lillard.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
And here's KD for three. It's good from long range.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
And a close game. So, okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. And that...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Jones, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Lillard scanning the floor. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Trailblazers have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now, and in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's 3 guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from 3, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those 3 guys can all hit pull-ups and step backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the 3 guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having to guard the three-point line.
Covington passes to Lillard. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Brooklyn. Here's the 3. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish and transition, nice and easy.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. The Nets also changing it up. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds as the Portland Trailblazers retain possession. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simon. Then for the Nets, Blake Griffin comes in for Harris. And it's Luwawu Cabarrot in for Brown. Nobody near Irving. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Portland leading by 6. Jumps up, and the dunk by Covington.
Well, you can see Covington's speed and transition opportunities. That was a nice job getting out in front.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Griffin kicks to Irving. Takes the 3. And the Nets miss again. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. It's deflected. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
And this is what happens when you let Griffin 75% of their free throws.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Here's Simons. He's got 5. We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter of the game. And foul up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
Pass to Harden. To the middle. And finished off by Griffin.
Oh, my word. I shouldn't be amazed anymore when Griffin pulls off a dunk like that, but I always seem to be. The man has some unreal moves above the rim.
Simons, the pass to Powell. 40 seconds left to play here in the third. Pass to Giles. Shot clock at 3. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Irving against Anthony. It's tipped. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. "17 seconds left here in the third quarter."
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Powell, no one around him. They get it again. Cantor kicks to Powell. And he gets it to go from the corner. Powell's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers. Here's Irving. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Portland holding on to an 8-point lead. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Harden. He's out there with Brown. Jordan is out there with Durant. And it's Claxton in at the 4. KD's shot is good.
Well, Kevin Durant is now able, because of increased strength and physical ability, able to absorb contact and play through it.
Here's Simons. Anthony on the wing. That one's not going to go. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And here comes Brown. leading the fast break. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Lillard outside. No good that time. Good D by Harden. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Harris is checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Nets trail by 3. Now Harden. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor. Here's Lillard. Dishes it to Covington. Lillard outside. And Lillard throws it down.
A guy who spaces the floor, but also willing to attack the rim. Lillard has confounded the defense all night.
It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
That's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
And Lillard gets it to go.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And here's Harden. Shot clock at 6. Back to Harris from 11 feet away. Misses off the left iron. Trailblazers leading by 3. And an intentional foul right there. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Trailblazers. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. Then for the Nets, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Durant. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Brown. Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Here's Irving, 18 feet away, and he knocks it down.
Guys, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Irving coming up huge right there with the bucket.
Here's Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open, and the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 8 points in the quarter.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
From deep, Harden. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harden's got 10 points here in the second half.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
Lillard, the pass to Kanter. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And he commits the intentional foul. And the Nets making a change here. Durant's checked in. Poked away. And throw the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
The shot by Lillard, wide open. Here's Nurkic, and a wide open look for McCollum. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. McCollum's got his first points in this one. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. Irving misses. Trailblazers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Powell kicks to Lillard. From outside the arc, drains the three-pointer. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And the jam by Harden.
Boy, what wonderful vision. Kevin Durant with a picture-perfect pass. Woo-hoo.
And they are in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are. If they come away with points on this trip, Katie barred the door. I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
And a deep three from Lillard. But they get it back. To the inside. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the... And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Paul George, Ivica Zubac, who's out there with Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Jackson in at the 1. And for the Nets, we've got Harden. Durant is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Irving, and it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame, and it's in there. Greg, in terms of personnel, not exactly the matchups we were expecting to see tonight.
You know, Kev, with all the injuries and some guys now having to step into unfamiliar roles, in some ways that makes tonight all the more intriguing to see which guys are going to step up and deliver.
Kicks it out to Leonard from past the arc. They get the rebound. Zubac. George passes to Jackson. They shoot again. The pass to Zubats. No one near him. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Jackson against Harden. Here's Durant, and then Durant with the jam.
That's the pass you want, orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Jackson kicks to Zubats. Leonard the pass to Zubats. Just 5 on the clock. And here's George for 3. And no good that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Irving. Again, the Nets for 2.
What's nice about this in-between area for Kyrie, compared to going to the rim, he has a little more room to get his shot off.
Now, here's George. Down low. Stolen by Harden. In transition, here come the Nets. Pass to Jordan. Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Here's George. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Irving passes to Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
Jackson looking it over. Outside Leonard. The feed now to Morris. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
It's amazing everything Leonard gives you, including the eyes to find the open man.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Just 4 to shoot. Stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. Now here is Harris. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. On the wing, Irving. Over Jackson. Jordan kicks to Irving. Harris outside. 4 on the shot clock. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And then Durant with the dunk.
Aggressive move by KD. It gives this team a different attitude when he's attacking the rim.
Jackson finds George. Back to Jackson. Passes it to George. Irving with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Harden's got the ball. No good from Irving. Clippers trail by 4. Here's Jackson. Back to Morris. To the paint. Outside for George. From downtown. Stolen by Durant. Inside. Here's Irving. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Irving's got 6.
That takes poise, patience, and vision. Great pass by Kevin Durant.
7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Jackson against Harden. Jackson passes to George. Over Irving. 6 to shoot. Zubats kicks to George. From deep 3-point range. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Nets up 4. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got Griffin. Durant is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. And it's Brown in at the shooting guard position. Here's Rondo. Following the bucket by the Nets. He feeds it to Batum. Pass to Kennard. Back to Batum. Green with the rebound.
I'll tell you what, I think he thought that was going in. I sure did.
Harden the pass to Green. It's Durant on the wing. Defended by Batum. A 3-ball. No good from Durant. Clippers trail by 6.
Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy this go around.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Harden outside. And the wide open shot from Green. A three-pointer off the mark. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
And Kennard's moving into the starting lineup for the first time last season.
And to add to that, he had a larger role offensively. And at the same time, his efficiency increased. That's a good sign.
And the Nets with possession here.
Can you believe that move? That is power. That is grace. That is awesome.
And Cousins kicks to Beverly. Outside Rondo. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That's his first foul. So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Green. Luwawu-Cabarrot comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Tyler Johnson in for James Harden. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Man's checked in. Now here's Beverly over Brown. And it's Beverly missing. Here's the break. Sweet move. No good from Luwawu. Clippers trail by 6. Over in the corner, Beverly. Floats it up for Cousins. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. One-on-one fast break. Here's Luwawu. And the pass to Claxton. The kick out to Brown. Throws it up high. And Griffin slams it in. Great talkers over the years. Trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg? Or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, but I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we don't do that.
Look at the body control after drawing the bump. Griffin still an elite athlete.
Beverly feeling it out a bit. Man passes to Beverly. Kicks to Batum. Back to Beverly. Shoots over Brown. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
Over to the wing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. On the wing, Johnson. The dish to Griffin. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. So for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Joe Harris comes in for Luwawu-Cabarrot. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Tyler Johnson. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Irving with a clean look. Drills the three-pointer. Irving's got the lead up to 9 now for Brooklyn.
All the way back in high school, Kyrie showed us he has a unique touch from distance.
And so it's Brooklyn in control. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The largest lead they had was 6. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. The shot's good. Jackson's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Clippers.
The developing feel Reggie Jackson has for scoring inside, playing much more under control these days.
Irving against George. Irving dishes to Harris. KD looking around. Out to Harris. Outside, KD. Outside, Irving. Tries again. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Durant's got 8.
This is what you like about Kevin Durant. Doesn't need to press the issue. Mid-range is close enough.
Jackson passes to Leonard. Outside for Jackson. Pass to Zubac. The Clippers need to get off a shot. George, no good. Brooklyn leading by 9.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Now here's Jordan. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. Green, he's checked in for the Nets. Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Morris finds Rondo. Back to Morris. Outside for Rondo. Passes it to Zubac. Over Jordan. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Here's George following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Griffin's checked in. And then for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for George. Now, here is Irving. 11 points in the game. Out to Harris. Back to Green. Harden left side. Shoots over Zubac. Keeps it alive. And Griffin stays with it. Griffin's got 8.
The incredible energy of Blake Griffin. Skilled at sticking with plays and finishing them off.
Rondo against Harden. Pass to Zubac. Back to Rondo. Now the pass to Kennard. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got 5 rebounds tonight. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good on the triple. Clippers trail by 10. Here's Kennard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Sharpshooter Kennard is valuable. A guy who stretches the floor and works very hard.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. And the Clippers with a change here too. Mann's checked in. Now here's Irving. Pass to Claxton. He kicks it to Green. Here's Claxton. Outside Irving. Kennard with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Passes to Zubac. There's the triple. The shot by Rondo is no good. Brooklyn leading by 9. And Irving with the basket on the assist from Harris. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
Kennard kicks to Batum. Back to Kennard. Great D that time from Green. The Nets have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Nets passing it around. Harris finds Irving. To the middle. Here's Claxton. Can't get it to fall. Up in time. That shot off. And so it's Brooklyn holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. What a defensive. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Durant is out there with Green. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Claxton in at the center filling out the middle. So that's the Nets 5. Morris, no good. Nets leading by 11. Down low. Harris passes to Claxton. The open shot. Harris makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Harris has got his first points of the game. And Los Angeles guys shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. KD comes with the double team. To the left wing. Fires it up. Man can't hit. The Nets shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Outside Durant. Pass to Irving. Fires from deep. The Clippers grab the miss.
He's been of no help stretching the floor tonight. Just 1-3 in the first half. Nothing in the second.
So for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And James Harden subbed in for Jeff Green. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers.
The homecoming for Paul George. Playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Outside, George. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
It's Durant on the wing, covered by Morris. For 3, Harris. It's hauled in by George. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 11. Outside Leonard. Outside for Jackson. The shot by George, wide open. Morris passes to Zubats. Nobody near Leonard. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
This is what we talk about, valuing each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
Durant, the pass to Harden. Outside for Durant. Lobs it up for Jordan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
What strength by DeAndre. Really love seeing him sky up for the thunderous slam.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Harden against Jackson. Harden the pass to KD. Over Morris. Lets it go from 11, and it's Durant, that time on the assist by Harden. KD's got the lead up to 13 now for Brooklyn. The pass to Zubats. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Harden outside. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Jordan, kicks it out to Harden. From outside, off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Jackson passes to Zubats. Outside for Jackson. George dishes to Leonard. And it's off from three-point range. Nets have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Nets.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Kyrie Irving.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
To the inside, Morris kicks to George. From deep, no good there. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For